In the prologue of this book, we get a new prophecy, because of course there has to be a big ominous prophecy for our heroes to grapple with. God forbid they do something on their own, without the hands of fate and destiny pushing them. We also learn that Turtle's magic powers don't work anymore, because otherwise he could wave his hands and solve all the world's problems without anybody having to do anything. That'd be convenient, but it would ruin the story.
Argo Font Book Review, Argo Font Book Review.
Part 1. Our heroes can't go on a grand adventure without Blue, so they kind of have to sit around and do nothing for a week until Blue hatches from his cocoon. Swordtail spends all his time looking for Luna on nearby islands, but we know he can't find her because she was in the prologue. Sundew says the Leafwing plan is to restart the Tree Wars by setting all the hives on fire. Cricket has a better plan. Join forces with a secret resistance group called Chrysalis, and find a way to end Queen Wasp's mind control. They go to Jewel Hive, which is where Cricket's mother went, after she abandoned Cricket and her big sister Katydid. Obviously, dealing with Cricket's mommy issues takes priority over saving the world. Jewel Hive has a never-ending party called the Glitter Bazaar, where everyone's encouraged to wear giant costumes. Convenient! Our heroes steal costumes and sneak inside. They find a secret message saying Chrysalis is meeting in the library at midnight tonight. That was really easy, considering that our heroes are the 4 most wanted dragons in the world. I can't tell if they have astoundingly good luck, or if the security here is downright terrible. Cricket sees Katydid breaking into their mom's house. They talk briefly, just long enough for Katydid to indicate she knows a lot of life-changing secrets, such as the fact that Cricket was adopted. Katydid goes into hiding at the home of Lady Scarab, the elderly aunt of Queen Wasp. Part 2. Our heroes attend the Chrysalis meeting. Sadly, this secret resistance group is incredibly incompetent. Their most effective strategy is hide under blankets. It's hilarious, but they're not going to be much help. They almost get caught by guards, which is a blessing in disguise. It lets Cricket overhear the fact someone tipped off Queen Wasp about Katydid. I wonder who the anonymous tipster is and how they found that out. Luckily, there's a big block party going on outside of Lady Scarab's house. Dozens of dragons watch as Lady Scarab argues with Wasp's mind-controlled guards. Katydid surrenders and she's taken away, presumably to be rescued in a future book. Cricket's mostly by herself for the rest of the book. She talks to Lady Scarab. I know I say everyone in these books is funny, but Lady Scarab is extremely funny. She's a crotchety old lady who's not surprised to learn Wasp lied her way into becoming queen. She says Cricket's real parents are Katydid and someone named Malachite. She also says Wasp's mind control powers did not appear until after the war ended. Part 3. All this talk about truth and lies inspires Cricket to save the day with the power of graffiti. She puts rebellious messages on lots of buildings. Things like, Queen Wasp lied, and the Book of Clearsight never predicted the Tree Wars. She distributes several copies of the real Book of Clearsight, although she doesn't make too many of those because she has to make all the copies by hand. Too bad dragons don't have copy machines. The Hivewings are surprisingly open to the idea that Queen Wasp is a lying dictator. Either they hate the fact that she literally brainwashes them without warning, or they've always been secretly suspicious of the way Wasp says, "This book says I should be the queen, but it's a secret book, so nobody but me can read it." Cricket is captured and thrown into prison. She's interrogated by Lady Jewel and Lady Scarab. I'm not sure why Jewel brought her mother along when all her mother does is heckle everyone, but I'm glad she did. That interrogation was hilarious. Lady Jewel reveals Queen Wasp secretly visits the dragon nests twice a year. Nobody else is allowed there as she inspects the eggs. Cricket correctly guesses that's super important. Lady Jewel helps Cricket stage a jailbreak. Cricket hides in the nest area until Queen Wasp arrives. This is the first time we actually see Queen Wasp. Every other time we saw her, she was using mind control to talk through other dragons. Queen Wasp injects some kind of green liquid into the eggs. She marks the eggs when she's done. Each egg gets 2 injections before it hatches. That's how Wasp is able to mind control everyone. That also explains why Cricket is immune to the mind control. She's a secret baby, so her egg wasn't with the others when it should have been. Cricket takes an egg with her before returning to her friends. Yeah, why not become a mom now? Sure, yeah. The egg hatches. The baby falls in love with Sundew, but Sundew hates babies, leading to some hilarious scenes. Sundew recognizes the mind control liquid as the plant that Queen Wasp grows in her forbidden greenhouse. They get some samples in the hopes of being able to find an antidote, then they burn down the greenhouse so Wasp won't be able to mind control anyone ever again. Sadly, Cricket and her friends were too late to stop the Leafwings from setting Bloodworm Hive on fire. In good news, though, Tsunami and Turtle arrive in the epilogue. Tsunami will definitely be able to save the world, while Turtle can watch her save the world. The end. Postbook follow-up. This was another fascinating book for the series, even though it's certainly not the first book to explore tragic backstory stemming from parental issues. Cricket makes for a good main character. I liked her in the last book, so I was excited to see a book from her point of view. There's definitely not as much action in this book as the previous one. The majority is Cricket sneaking around Jewel Hive, with a decent amount of world building. It's fortunate she keeps meeting people who are immune to Wasp's mind control, and who can tell her big secrets. I should have said this in my previous review, but I do like how this book does not have a million characters like Wings of Fire books 1 through 10 did. It's a lot easier to keep track of the characters here in this new storyline. I give Wings of Fire number 12, The Hive Queen, a 9 out of 10.